binary search work. For understanding binary search in a better manner, I'll give you one example. See, what is this? I've got a book with me, right? Whatever book is, you can take any book that you want, right? Every time you are doing any binary search, now what is the basic operation that you need to perform, right? The basic operation, suppose I want to find out a particular data element or particular number in my book, right? Suppose this is some book, this is some random book which I took out from my library. So suppose I want to find out, suppose page number 139. Let's assume I want to find out 139 page number in this. So do you think I will be using linear search for it? So do you think I will be like going through my page in by one like this and going to page number 139? Do you think that is a feasible option for you to do? I don't think so. So every time you have got a huge data set and you know your data is already like it is already arranged in the sequence in the sorted manner. So in all those cases, what you can do is you can use the operation named as binary search operation. Okay. So how does this research work? For that we'll try. I want to find out 139 page number. So I am like you can see my book, right? So I'm randomly I'm trying to go at the center. Okay. So now what I have done is, I hope my this screen is visible to you. I have divided my data, like divided my book into portions. Now when I divided my book into portions, now on one side I can see the page number 178. Just a second, I'll show it to you also. Yeah, it is somewhere here. 1 second. Page number is 178 and the other page is 179. Right, and the item or the page number that we were trying to find out was 139, and we are there at 178 and 179. Right, every time you are trying to find out the item, you need to understand you will go to the mid of that data first. When you go at the mid of that data, now in that case 170, now we have got 178 and 179. Now you can very well see 139 is lesser than that of 178. So tell me, to where is the probability of finding out my page number 139? Is it after 179 or before 178? Obviously it is before 178. So this portion of my book is of no use to me, because I already know that my data is in the sorted manner. I will not be able to find out 139 out of it. So what I will try is I will discard my second portion of my data. So the other portion of my data which is important for me is, I will choose this. I will divide it, this whatever portion I have got, I will again divide it in the half. This will not be exact half, but when you will do it in the binary search, that is half. So here I have again divided my data in the half, right? Now my half is there. The first page is 72, other one is 73. So 172 and 73. So it means this side is my 72, this side is 73. So where is the probability of finding my 139? This side, right? So I will be discarding this portion of my book and I will again divide this in the half. So when I am dividing it in half again, so I'll tell you where I am right now. I am there at position 134 and 135. So this is my 134 side, yeah, and this is my 135. So when I'm there at 135, I'll again divide it, whatsoever data I have found, I will divide it in such a way that I am somewhere near to that. I'll again find out that. Now this is 155, this is 104. Again I'll do the same operation, right? So when I opened it up, now you can see that where I am. I am able to find out my page number 139. So I am there on my page number 139. Every time your mid value is matching with that of the data item you were trying to find out, it means your search is successful. Clear? So in this case, you have seen there are few very important things, right? What are those important things? I'll tell you. If you would have noticed that when we were trying to find out my data or my page number, you know, the page numbers are in sorted manner, right? So every time you are trying to apply binary search, the very first thing you need to notice about it, you need to see that your data is in the sorted manner. That is the first and foremost important thing about your binary search, right? So first thing is, this is a condition. The data has to be sorted. Now second important thing about is, so this is one condition. Actually, there are two conditions. This is a one important condition for the binary search to take place, that the data should be sorted in form. If the data is not sorted in form, then the end result of your binary search will be not as per the expectations, as per the algorithm that we are using. Okay. And second important thing about binary search is that it is efficient in nature. It is very efficient in nature. Okay. So as and when you have got data set, so you can always use binary search for the better results. So you can always use binary search whenever you are trying out to find, whenever you are trying to find out a data element which is very huge in size. So it gives you the efficient results. Why? Because it keeps on dividing your data in the halves, and by doing the division in the half, overall complexity that you will got to know, that is order of log n. So order of log n means if there are around 10 data elements, then you will get log of 10 to the base 2, right? So the total number of operations that you need to perform in that case will be less when you are using binary search. So that is why that is why we prefer using the binary search instead of using some other other searching operation. Now I will give you the example for binary search. Okay, I'll take a data set and try to explain that to you. Just give me a second. Let's assume we have got some array which is of 20, 30, 44, 51, 61. So we have got around 7 items in my array, right? The items are 20, 30, 44, 51, 61, 77 and 80. So these are few data items which are present with me, and I am trying to find out some data in it, right? So if there is something, the one important thing that you might have noticed in this is that the data is in the sorted manner, right? The data is in the sorted manner. The next thing that you need to do is, you need to know the beginning of that data. The beginning is equivalent to 1. I'm not talking about the data itself, I'm talking about the index. Then the other thing important for you is, you need to know about the end of your data. Now what is the end of it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. End index is 7, right? And then you have got other thing that you need to calculate, that is a mid, like I told you how we do it. So for that, this is how we calculate the mid. Integer of beginning plus end by 2. That calculates the mid value of your data. So it will be 1 plus 7 by 2 equivalent to 4. So mid value for your data is equivalent to 4. And there is one another thing that you need to notice. You need to, first thing you need to do is you need to find out you need to notice the item that you want to find. So what, let's assume I want to find out 44. Okay, so assume I want to, let's take 30. Okay. It can be any random value, this is just for your understanding. So let's find out the item number 30, right? So the next thing that you need to do is, now what is the data mid? Data mid is equivalent to whatever value is present at the 4 position, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Data mid is equivalent to 51, right? Now you know that the value is 51. Now what you need to do is you need to compare 51, sorry, you need to compare 31 with that of 51. Now is 30 greater than 51 or smaller than that? According to that, your next step will be followed, right? So if your, in this case 30 is less than that of 51, right? So what you will do next? This is my first step. So 30 is less than that of 51. What you will do now? So it means this is my mid value. This is the mid. This is the second portion. This is the first portion here, right? So it means my data is less than that of 30. It means I will be discarding the second portion of my data. So when I discard it, I will be with these set of elements. I have already checked it that my data mid is equal to 51. It is not equivalent to 30. So it means in that case, end of my array will now change from end will become end is equal to mid minus 1. So what is that value now? Earlier end was 7. Now it will be 7 minus, sorry, it is mid minus 1. It is 4 minus 1. That will become 3. So in the left portion of my data, this is my end now. Which value is my new end now? 44. This is my end, and beginning is remaining same. Alright. So the second step is, again I will perform the mid operation. Mid will be equivalent to now 1 plus 3 by 2, and the immediate value of it is 4 upon 2, that make it as 2. So which value is present at the second position? So I will check data mid. Data mid is equivalent to 30. This is my first value, this is my second value. My data mid is equivalent to 30. Now this 30 is equivalent to 30, the data element that we were trying to find out in the as per the given scenario. Okay. So in this case, you can see